Okay. We in there. Okay, so what's up, Draco?
Hi. Um, I feel like I've been putting together furniture for a month.
You know what? I was about to order a TV stand today, and I was like, maybe I just mount it just because I don't want to put no furniture together.
Mm-hmm. Best decision because realistically, this putting the furniture together is for the birds. So I said, well, I don't know if I told you, but the dress I wanted from IKEA was not going to be back in stock until like December 20th. Randomly checked the website yesterday. They had 4 of them.
Let
I
me tell you
said,
something about IKEA. You can sign up for in stock alerts, and they're gonna be like, "What in stock alert?" They won't even tell you.
yeah.
You gotta just keep checking. So did you go get it?
I stood in that line. It was like I was getting Jordans.
Yeah, I
I
did
was
that
like,
for this
IKEA be
mirror.
like this in the morning.
It do. I wanted this mirror real bad, and I had went out there like an hour before it opened. And what's funny is people, obviously, well, I used to work there, as some people may or may not know, but people when they want stuff, they go into the store and they actually walk through the sales floor and all that. I go straight to the self service, the warehouse part, and
Me
get what
too.
I want. Them people, I was like, I hope anybody in this line want this. And mind you, I wasn't even in the front of the line. I was like maybe in the middle, and I got one of the like 18 mirrors, and everybody else is still walking through the store. Y'all crazy. I think I'm finna walk all the way through there to get something that's right here by the entrance.
Yeah, I went and grabbed the dresser and I grabbed the little plant stand and walked to the front. I probably was the second person to check out for the day.
You
So
sound like you came in there with the product you was looking for.
yeah, I knew what aisle it was on and everything. So I went right to it. And now they make you sign like a waiver on they have a person standing on the aisle. You have
Uh-huh.
to sign a waiver saying that you're gonna mount your dresser or whatever to the wall.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, because I think there was a health hazard, like a recall that happened for people that didn't mount it. My mirror actually is supposed to be mounted, but I didn't have to sign a waiver, and I'm not going to mount it because
I
it's
can't wait
not.
to find a mirror. But anywho, enough about furniture.
So how your week been going?
Very busy per usual. You know the vibes. I've just been working, spending money, working, spending money. I literally spent so much money listening.
That's how it be when you move in, man. That junk is the worst.
But I've been spending money on stuff that I don't need to. I'm going to Mexico next month, so I've been buying like some vacation
How you gonna go to
clothes.
Mexico? You ain't got no passport.
You're right. But my job is freaking on top of these COVID tests like crazy. So I definitely have to be extra careful just because I don't want to be the reason why we should have to shut down production because that happened on Housewives. One of the production members had got COVID. Oh, hi, Terry.
Hey,
How y'all doing?
we good or whatever. We just catching up. We're just talking. Draco was telling us about how he You said Housewives had to shut down production.
Yeah, Housewife had to shut down production because one of the crew members, so not actually somebody who's on the show, one of the crew members got COVID, and they exposed it to some of the castmates as well as their coworkers, and they had to shut down production. I
Mm,
don't want to do that, so I've
yeah.
been like, I have been going out of the house, but recently I'm just like honestly, I'm not doing nothing that's like too much. I went to my friend's little birthday party the other night. They were trying to go to Allure afterwards. I was like, that's gonna be too much for me. So I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
So I've
You
been
know.
trying to chill, but they've been on it. They actually been sending a nurse to everybody's house. So I had a nurse come over this morning to the
Really?
house to do a
What
COVID
she
test.
do?
Yeah.
To give you a
Huh?
test?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
They I know. I said this is real bougie. They literally had the nurse come to my house this morning to give me a COVID test. Like I had to fill out everything from like a no touch app. I had to do it from like scan it from my phone, do it from my phone, and then she had the little swab. Her swab was really tiny. It was like a toothpick. That's how skinny it was. And she only did one nostril because she said she had got a little piece of snot. She was like, "Oh, that's all I need right there."
Man, actually one of my nurse friends was saying that a lot of people that have been getting tested, the tester has been testing them wrong, which is why a lot of people getting these like weird test results, like what happened with Erica Badu. But it's
Oh
just
yeah,
that's why I'm just stay in the house. You ain't got no questions to ask, Hannah. I ain't got
yeah.
time. But so we have a guest this week. You want to introduce her, Draco?
Yes. Okay. So our guest this week is Terry Watson. Terry is a Atlanta-based makeup artist, but she's also I don't know if we would call you a um makeup entrepreneur. Like what is your title? What do you go by besides makeup
Um,
artist?
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
Mhm.
get you, girl.
Okay, so I guess I classify myself as obviously a makeup artist. I guess an influencer and also an educator.
Yeah. Definitely an educator.
Definitely an educator.
Definitely
I'm
an
not, I'm
educator.
not really into my influencer bag completely, but
Yeah.
I got some influence.
Heard you.
What? How do you know if you in the bag or not?
Well, nobody's paying me to influence.
Okay, true.
That's when you go in the bag and you get the wallet out. I'm not getting the wallet out right now, so I just got a bag on me.
Yeah.
Period.
I don't have nothing in the bag. It's just peppermints at the bottom.
Oh,
Period.
what kind of peppermint now? Is it the ball kind or is it the one like a pinwheel?
Oh, the pinwheel always.
Okay, I don't like the ones that melt in your mouth. I'd be
Ooh,
like, hold
I
on.
love those.
it's giving chalk.
It's literally giving.
Yeah.
It's giving. Have y'all ever chewed gum to the where it turned into liquid?
Oh,
Absolutely. You just
What?
chewing a trampoline at that point.
ew.
Yeah, I'll never forget when that happened to me. I'm literally was in PE in high school, and I'm like, "What? Am I sick?" I'm like foaming off in the mouth. It was my chewing gum. I was like,
But no,
oh,
I wanted to bring Terry on the show because Terry, in a short amount of time, has like gained a lot of social media recognition, just because of her marketing skills and her talent, of course. But her marketing for the beauty industry is just like unmatched. Like I feel like I ain't seen nobody do a glow up like that ever.
Really?
right. I remember when
Like
you was our Black Business of the Week, and you was just like a couple thousand followers,
No, literally.
literally.
she no for real, she legit
And that was
gained.
this year, wasn't
That was
Yes.
this year.
it?
Like maybe what 2 months ago?
It had to be.
I was at 5K. No, I was at 5K in October.
Yes.
I was maybe no October last year.
Okay.
So I maybe hit 7K. Like, hey, stop it. I maybe hit like 7K around like June,
Okay.
and I'm at 16.
That's
That's what I'm
amazing.
saying.
I've been at 2,000 for like since Instagram started. You know what? I actually got most of my followers when Instagram became Android and iPhone. Cause
Oh
I
my
remember
god.
the day I was at Piedmont Park and I hit my first 1,000. I'm like, oh,
Look at me.
hold on now. But okay, cool. So our first segment, first things first, we do a pop culture segment called Shop Talk. Then we do tweets from the streets, which is where we pick something that a conversation from Twitter or some kind of tweet that had people in an uproar maybe. And then we also have a Black Business of the Week segment where when we have a guest though, we want the guest to give a Black business to share with our listeners. So you don't have to do that part until the end. But if you could think of a Black business that you would like to
We already here.
boom,
I
period.
already told her about it, so I
Oh,
told her
say
this one.
less
I'm
and
prepared.
say
Yeah.
even lesser. Drive a compressor. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. So what you got something for shop talk? I got one thing, two things.
I don't. This isn't really a shop talk topic, but Megan Thee Stallion is having a really good week this week, and I just want to shout her out because I am a fan. But her album dropped. She got nominated for I think 2 or 3 Grammys today. Um, yeah, her video for Body is lifting off the internet, taking off. So yeah, shout out to Megan Thee Stallion. It's a
Congrats to
lot of
Megan Thee
people.
Stallion.
It's a lot of people that don't really listen to her though. You know what I'm saying? That can't really get into it.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
But
What?
Yeah, it's not for me. I try. I have listened to every project she's ever dropped, and I can't. It's not for me. I
yeah,
think she's cool though, and I don't think she's not talented. I just don't like her music like that. And
yeah,
when I do like a song of hers, it's because the radio has played it countless times, and social media has done TikTok challenges. Well, my shop talk is a pet peeve. I really, I know it ain't none of my business, but when celebrities are outed as potentially being pregnant, they always deny it,
okay,
and then next thing you know, they actually pregnant. Summer Walker being one of those people. And it's just so funny to me that she was doing all that, talking about the stuff she was talking early in the year about like people, how they need to feed their children off 10 cents a day. by having a pair and oh you pick your baby daddy and blah 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 and then boom you pregnant. You
Right,
just said you wasn't after we seen your belly looking like a teardrop.
right.
Obviously have a baby off of who you want to have a baby off of, but she has really annoyed me since the inception of her career. I
Not
also
the Inception.
also very talented, also very pretty. I do like her music. I legit do, but she just annoys me a lot. Like I know she made a video the other day talking about people who like sneak pictures of her, which I do think is rude. But I also can understand why people would do that because they probably number one too nervous to come up to you. Number two, it's a pandemic. Number three, they just want proof that they saw you somewhere, right? And I think that's something that comes with the lifestyle of being a celebrity. But she'll say something like, "Guys, you can ask for a photo. Like it's okay. Don't sneak." But I'm like, girl, when
Yeah,
they did that, you called them weird.
right.
And that ain't
Yeah.
weird for not asking. She just annoys me with that. So, aside from that, I want the industry, whoever the Illuminati gatekeepers are, to revoke access to celebrity accounts. And then I'll be okay.
Right.
Alicia, why are you like this?
They just annoy me. It's like I miss the times where we be shocked to see the personality of an artist. Like why
Yeah, I really would. It's Instagram's fault because I think that Instagram is like very invasive, and we've become a society that's just like requires for to share for the most part. Like even Beyonce was like the most private person, and she's come out of that shell because of social media. And
ish.
that's it. Yeah, we still don't know a lot about her life, but she definitely expresses more than she did before. And I feel like that actually ruins people's careers because I think the problem that we had before, well, not the problem, but um, the thing about it before is because artists that we used to like, we never really knew what they were like behind the scenes. So they could be assholes and they could be this type of person or that, but we would never know it because it was never shown. So now that they have so much easy access to, um, their fans and people that listen to music and stuff like that, and they just uploading whatever they want. They could just do it from their home.
Yeah, and that's why I miss the element of surprise because nowadays, obviously, if somebody's problematic, you want to make sure you're not supporting them. But it's to the point where everybody's problematic. And what the heck I'm supposed to do? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like when you work, like for at least for me, when I have coworkers and I think they're cool, and I later on find out that they're like Trump supporters, I was better off not knowing that because I actually liked you while we was coming to work, and now I got to be weird around you because I'm curious about how you really feel about me. I like the facade. Let's just keep it that way.
Yeah. I think we all do.
And I think it makes it worse because like I liked your music. So
Exactly.
it puts a barrier between me liking your music and really not liking you because of how you think because you think and you talk too much.
Exactly. You think too much and you talk too much. Like,
Yeah,
dang, like why? You know what I'm saying? Like it's some celebrities from like my childhood that we're just now hearing stuff about. Like people like Quincy Jones who spilling tea from stuff that happened decades ago. Even though that is their private business, I just feel like it kind of not that we should protect their legacy, but it does kind of tarnish it because it's like, I did not want to know that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I okay, so I do agree where social media is invasive, but I feel like even for me, like I found the perfect balance between a like social media page for myself and for my business. Like people don't know much about me. They just know that I'm a makeup artist. I'm goofy, and the stuff on the surface. Like they don't know
Yeah,
if
people
I
are still
got
responsible for what they put out. You can't just blame the
right,
app, but
exactly. And I
yeah.
feel like that responsibility is not taken, especially like when it comes to like I feel like social media puts celebrities in a role model kind of platform
Mhm.
out the gate just because of this massive following.
Mhm.
Um, but obviously, like even Lil Wayne, when social media wasn't even a thing, was like, I have no responsibility for your kids.
Mhm.
Cardi B
He
has always
doesn't. Nobody does. But
right,
it's but
but you do
you
to
do,
some
yeah.
extent.
Yeah, you
You
still
still have
are now a leader. You know what I mean? You're hyper
right,
visible. And I say all the time on this podcast that we give these influencers and celebrities too much power. We do. But it is natural because you have everybody sees you right now. And now what you do excites me and I might do it too. And especially when you think about the youth and things like that who don't even want to listen to their parents. So of course they're gonna listen to the cool guy who throwing money in the parking lot at Lennox
right.
Mall. But yeah, I agree. And so another thing I want to talk about in Shop Talk was your boy Future. And I
Hmm.
have a question for y'all. Okay, so Future right now is dating Dess Dior, who is Jada's friend, best friend. She's
Hmm.
also a rapper, and I like that. She's a cute girl. You know what I'm saying?
I
She's a
love
little
this.
young for Future, but she is grown. She's over 21. But my question to y'all, keep it real. If Future wanted to holler at y'all, would y'all go for it?
Absolutely. Uh, I would be a bold faced liar if I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, I got morals, I respect myself, this and that. Future is a multi-million-dollar rapper. He is attractive as hell.
Mm,
Um,
okay. Yeah, he not. I mean, money make you attractive in some cases.
Cute.
he girl, please, he been attractive now. Don't do him.
Okay, all I'm saying is they used to put his picture next to that thing from Men in Black.
And was lying. But anyway,
Right.
Future fine. So realistically, like he's an attractive man. Like there's no doubt in my mind if he approached me on any type of, I'm saying yes. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, he has a problem with using protection. So that will probably be where we draw the line.
He can't
Because
get you pregnant.
I mean,
So you
but
safe.
even still, that I
Oh, you
mean,
mean for like STDs and stuff like that?
yeah, in
Yeah,
general,
yeah, yeah.
because there's no doubt in my mind that that he could possibly have HPV. This man done slept with so many people raw
Not
that
wrong.
I'm just like, wow, this is really. It bothers me, and I'm not saying that like regular everyday people don't do stuff like that either. But I think just because it's known and he has so many kids and potential kids and people that have stories about him, and he obviously just doesn't use protection, that worries me.
Yeah, especially in the pandemic. So
Yeah.
Terry, what the move is?
Um, what is the move supposed to be?
if Future wanted to holler at you, would you give
Oh,
him the time of day?
Don't lie.
I'm no liar, so it's not Future for me.
Okay, you
Young
capping.
Thug, on the other hand,
Hey.
Hold on, he got just as many
he got
kids.
just as many kids, child. Show me a good time, okay?
I feel like I'm always turned off by a man having kids. I don't care if you got a possible. I don't care if you got somebody pregnant. I remember. I mean, let me not say that. I never ever ever wanted to date a dude with kids ever. And I think that Future is more infamous because of his kids and less about his looks and what he's doing for these women. But I do think that and I always like whenever I know a girl that talk to a dude that have a lot of kids or just have a lot going on, like be jumping from girl to girl. I think they be wanting to know like, okay, what's the hype about? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like Future, he having his way. Music been a little trash lately, but he still is a cool guy, I guess you could say. And he is very low key. We really only know what he do when he get called out by these women that he mess with.
Yeah.
So it's a no for me. But I know a lot of people who be trashing him. I'm like, god darn well, he give you an AP. You ain't belong to the streets no
I
more.
think my thing about it is y'all. I'm not saying y'all as in y'all too, but I'm just saying in general, like women be dealing with some of the most dog ass niggas that do some of the, and they don't have half as
No
much
money.
money or or nothing. They can't do nothing for you.
Yeah.
Um, and y'all deal with that. So what's the difference? I'd rather somebody do me wrong and be able to pay my rent up for the year.
I mean, ain't he the one that says you gonna cry in the whatever he
That was
said?
Young Thug,
Oh, that was
but
Thug.
still,
Oh, it sure was. Yeah, I'm not with it. I don't. He don't seem very respectful. If Future seem like the type, if he can't have his way now. He dogging you. Like he called his
yeah.
baby mama ugly. Like that girl's not ugly.
Well, I mean, listen, Dess Dior, she young. She has a rap career that she just starting. So I mean, this could probably help her. She just need to be careful because it could mess her up too.
I know, right? Birth control her. Yeah, so that's all I got for shop talk.
Okay.
That's really
What
tweets
you
from the
got for
streets too, 'cause that's what I
tweets for the
saw.
oh you okay, it was something I saw on Twitter. Let me see. I always be forgetting when it's time. I need to start saving it.
It's okay.
Also, well, it's not tweets from the streets, but let me just say that when they be trolling, I know this is so not funny, but when they be trolling Miss Juicy
Oh my
on
god.
her live,
What
I
they
be
be
in
saying?
shambles. So somebody started a rumor like as a joke saying that Juicy was gay, and so she was Miss Juicy. So they got on her live and they was like, "Oh, I heard you that you're gay." So she cut the music out in the car. She said, "What?" She said, "I'm not gay." She said, "Where did y'all get that?" She said, "I don't have nothing against gays. I love gays. I have gay friends and stuff, but I'm not a lesbian. I'm not gay."
I'm not a
Like,
lesbian.
she said, "Where did y'all get that from?" So now, that video had went viral. So every time she get on live, they literally put rainbows in her
Oh
live.
God.
They they be saying like, they be put they be put love wins in her live. Like they be put all type of stuff in her comments. And so she be like, I know that, and she always get offended every time. She know they coming. She be like, I'm not listening to y'all. I know I'm not gay. I know that I'm not a lesbian. But you know what? I'm gonna keep continuing. I'm gonna ignore these trolls because that's all y'all are, trolls.
You know, it be like kids that be teaming up on these little anon-esque page, and they be planning to like stampede people's lives. One time City Girls was live and it was putting some wild stuff like "we're coming for you" and "lock the door," and they was like, I'm finna get off of here. But I had like went down this rabbit hole, and it's like basically these little TikTokers. And it's funny because TikTokers is now being like referenced to like an age group, but they basically be planning it. They just be planning. They all have the same profile picture. It be that picture of the little demonic icon, and they just be writing crazy stuff. People crazy.
I don't understand.
Me
I
either.
was not a troll as a child. I don't understand where this come
We
from.
have the access to be a troll.
Right.
Oh yes, we did. MySpace, it was some troll. They used to troll on people bulletin all the time. I just didn't do it.
MySpace was a place of love. Okay.
I
It
definitely
They
got
compared
into
used
some
to
arguments on MySpace.
troll
I
the
can't even lie.
bulletin. Huh?
I got into arguments on MySpace for show, so I can.
Yeah, they used to troll on the bulletins all the time. But you know what's so crazy? It's a rapper out now. And me and her are actually friends. I remember seeing her on the bulletins. Mind you, I used to always be like, "What is All American?" All American was a skating rink in Stone Mountain,
Mm-hmm.
and she used to perform at All American every weekend. And lo and behold, she a whole rapper now. It's
right.
crazy.
You gonna share her name?
Oh, Selma Slims. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Doesn't ring a
Mm.
bell, but I'll look into Miss Selma. Selma.
I posted her on my story yesterday on Instagram. Her
I just be
song.
tapping through your stories. I don't actually look at them.
Get me out of here.
I'm just.
Listen, that's the least. Listen. You don't
My
even
bad.
know.
You having your way. All right. So let's get into today's main topic with the girl Terry or whatever.
Hmm.
I'm
So
here
Alicia,
for it.
okay, huh?
I'm here for it.
So Terry, why don't you start? Well, we already kind of like introduced yourself or whatever, but why don't you give everybody insight on what exactly it is that you do besides makeup?
Um, so besides makeup, I am an educator first. So I love social media. I love all things makeup, and those are the two things that I teach. So I educate students on how to navigate the social media world, specifically Instagram. I don't know much about Facebook, and I do dabble in Twitter, but obviously that's
Dabble. No, but you had recently went viral on Twitter. That's why I said that like a few times. Like it's almost to the point now where like mostly all your posts go viral.
well. So here's the thing. I had never used Twitter as like a outlet, I guess, or like a platform for my makeup. Like Twitter is where I'm gonna play games. I'm going to
Talk shit.
I'm gonna talk about penises. I'm gonna talk about everything because like Twitter is my free space.
Yeah.
But then literally on the late night, I posted a video and was like, "Bitch, I'm going to sleep." And I woke up that morning and it had 1 million views. So
Jesus.
it wasn't even like I don't plan I don't plan Instagram content, but specifically Twitter, I'm just like, let me post something, you
I
know,
went viral one time on Twitter and it had a million views to it. I was like, of this?
of this, right, right. And then you know what's funny is like the one post that did go viral, that like Jackie Ina seen, and Iris Baylin, just the makeup girls that I fangirled over for literally since I was in high school. That post was literally just me patting the brush on a model's face for 4 seconds. And I showed it to my dad, and he was like, okay, so what? I don't get it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, my nigga, I don't get it either. I don't know either. That's the thing. So, but yeah, so I educate on
How to
just
navigate Instagram, basically.
right, and so more so than more than just Instagram, is just being confident in the digital world, because at the end of the day, like we want to be on social media, but it gets frustrating because we are unsure of ourselves and unsure of the work that we put out. And the moment that you break that barrier, you are successful. And I am saying this from experience. So that is what I teach. I also teach beauty professionals, or well, specifically makeup artists, like how I do makeup, and that's really what I do.
Let me
For
ask
the
you this.
most,
Before you went up on this elevator that you've gone on since last October, what were you doing with your Instagram?
the same thing. So,
Okay.
I one of the main things that I talk about is nurturing your current audience, because basically what happens is you want more. Say you want more followers, right? But your current audience do not receive any new information. They don't receive any love. You don't respond to any of their comments, any of their DMs. And a lot of times people find people from people.
Mhm.
So the moment that you're more interactive on your current account with your current audience is when you might hit a tipping point, which is what I feel like happened to me, where I have been doing the same thing over and over again consistently. And it was only literally a matter of time and opportunity to where those two things met up. And my social media following kind of shot up.
I mean, like literally out of nowhere. It's crazy. So I do know that one of your tactics of teaching, which I actually downloaded a few, I want to say, was it last year I downloaded? You had an ebook
Mm-hmm.
that was I actually still have it on my laptop right now, but
Mm-hmm.
you had an ebook. Is that like something that you want to continue to do, is like give away ebooks? Are you potentially thinking about selling them now that you have a bigger following? Like,
I actually hate ebooks. Personally, like putting them together.
okay.
I feel like just like how people have their things about captions. Like, people are always like, oh my God, I can't think of a caption. That's kind of how I am when it comes to like writing stuff down. It's like, what the fuck am I thinking? Like,
Yeah.
I can't get the words out of my head onto this paper. And that's usually where I struggle the most. So, like, if I can be in a situation like this, I feel a little bit more confident. And like, even with emails, like the shit, it takes me
Ooh.
6 hours to get like an email blast out, because like I'm trying to figure out what I'm
I've
trying
been
to.
working on ours for a long time.
Yeah, so
Email is a whole different.
right, but it's literally like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do. It's just a matter of like
Getting it out.
right, and I feel like me doing like video master classes, so like demos, or just where I'm like sitting and talking and educating in this way, I feel like I get like better results. So maybe not ebooks, but more virtual, especially with like COVID. I feel like that is like the progressive thing to do, is go for more of the video aspect anyways.
Yeah. I've been thinking about it. I'm not really comfortable with speaking on camera, but um what I did notice that one of the options was to do voiceover. So I'm thinking that maybe what I could do is just like record some videos like of me doing makeup and just my techniques, and then doing like a voiceover and then putting that on a site where I can like sell it instead of me having face-to-face classes. So I'm just trying to get better at that.
Yeah,
Somebody recently stole my camera. One of the valet people recently stole my camera at this hotel. Well, one of these hotels I was at. I don't know which
just
one.
want to be a YouTuber.
I don't. But why would you steal my camera? But
I
they
have a. Oh, my bad.
no, go ahead.
I have a couple questions. So I think that no matter what industry people are in, makeup, hair, whatever, I think that everybody wants to be an influencer, right? Now, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but I do think it's like what are people doing wrong? You know what I'm saying? Is there something that you feel like, because I feel like people are just thinking like, okay, if I just post every single day, obviously that could do something for you, but it does have to have some kind of value. But what do you think, what do you think that people are missing with like trying to be an influencer, versus just being this organic, cool person like me?
Well, I have a formula. So great content, consistency, and hashtags that's the winner.
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of times people miss one of those. So either they are using really great hashtags and they have cool content, but they only post once a week, or they have really cool content, they post every day. Well, or like I don't know, because sometimes hashtags are
Spammy.
yeah, or like they're up and they're down.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can have great content, be using hashtags, but there might just be like one thing that's missing. I feel like that's usually what happens with people is that they try to for one, I feel like people try to do all of the things at once instead of like progressively going through the trials and tribulations or figuring it out as you go.
Mm-hmm.
So either like following that formula doesn't work for them, or hey, or sorry y'all, or just like where they want all the answers right now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when you want to be an influencer, like most influencers have had their Instagram since fucking 2008. I don't
Yeah.
even know when Instagram started, but like they've
Yeah,
had
and
their
gotten
Instagram for
followers and
years.
an audience when it was like when people were not influencers. I mean, people
Exactly.
had followers, but there was no method for
Where
or
they were getting 600 likes back then. Now they're getting 60,000.
60,000. Mm-hmm.
Right. And I feel like that is a part of the process. So people want to be an influencer instantly, even though Instagram is instant. Your journey still got to take time.
Right. Yeah, you want real people to be looking at your stuff and to actually make decisions. Yeah,
Right.
and that's one thing I see. I see some people. I don't really not. I do want to get paid to be on the internet, but I don't really care to be an influencer. That's not necessarily a goal, but obviously we'll love to get to a point where I'm like, you know, getting paid to influence. No, I'm just kidding. But my question for you is, do you feel like people, because this is something I see a lot. A lot of people, everybody, Instagram has really empowered everybody to be a business owner. I mean, it takes nothing. You got a page, you got
Right.
pictures, now you got a product. But I feel like the quality of the work just does not, it's not always there. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can tell that y'all went on Canva, and I love Canva. I use Canva for our stuff, but you went on there and you just took the template that you saw, put some words in, and boom, put it out. Or you can tell, like, this is what I be thinking. Would you, like, when I see people who cook food and they post and the food don't look good, I be thinking, now think of the restaurant that sold you the same meal that you love. Would you buy this plate from that place?
Right.
And I see this a lot when people try to sell merch and products. I'm just like, would you buy this if you saw this on the shelf? So my question to you is like, do you think do you think that people should work on their audience before they start to sell something? Like what is a good tip for somebody who wants to like monetize their existence on the internet?
Um, Create authentically. I think a lot of people want to do what other people are doing.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah, I mean, we see it a lot. Everybody be selling the same stuff for weeks. Everybody doing lashes. Everybody selling Crocs.
but my
Everybody
thing
selling.
is like there is a space for you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in anything being oversaturated because just like Draco does makeup, I do makeup, and we got millions of fucking makeup artists in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But my audience loves the way I do makeup.
Yeah.
Draco's audience loves the way he does makeup. And I feel like at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you are putting out content that you love, you know? Because people are either going to support it or they're not.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Facts.
the moment you rely on those people to determine your success, which people are important, right? but if you had this dream, you got to ride that wave first.
Yeah.
And you got to push forward. So I feel like the moment that you tap into your confidence, your creativity, and just your purpose is when you come out on top. You know, because like sometimes there is no real answer for
Yeah.
social
It
media,
just varies. Yeah, I agree.
right? And being an influencer. So it's like if you just creating what you want and kind of letting the cards fall how they will, then I feel like at some point it, like I said, a tipping point.
Yeah.
If you're doing things that make sense for you, and you know, I do believe in manifestation. I believe in, you know, talking to God, and you know, obviously I can get off on that too, but I'm not. But yeah, so I just feel like there are so many variables outside of just doing it right.
Yeah. No, I
Just,
understand. I
you
agree.
meet the right people, because I mean, like even when it comes to like having a great audience that I know via the internet, I still have like people that I know in real life that will, you know, shout me out, or you know, like that really do support me, and I feel like those people are important too.
So I feel like you focus a lot on like the aesthetic of your page in general,
Do
and just the
you
aesthetic of your business.
really?
Yeah, because I mean, for me, when I look at your page, I think that was something that I picked up from you is just keeping everything looking like clean and consistent and looking inviting. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
feel like one thing I can say about your page or your content is that it looks expensive. It doesn't look cheap. Like I can look on certain artists' page, certain boutiques pages, and um musicians, like whatever the case may be, I can look on it and the way that they produce content, the way that they post their stuff, their graphics, I mean everything like that. It doesn't look convincing to me. But see, with
yeah,
yours, I feel like you actually take time to you know,
Curate.
yeah, like put it together and make sure that it looks a certain way so that people are invited. You know, they're like, oh, okay, this, I know she gotta charge a lot because this looks amazing, you know. So my question for you is, it's obviously important to pay attention to that type of stuff, to invest time. Um, you do this stuff yourself, right? All of it.
yes,
Did somebody teach you how to do it?
no,
So you just learn. So you learn how to put all these graphics and everything together just by personal research.
yes.
Okay.
So I will say that back in 2018, I had a friend. Her name is Mia Harden on Instagram. She designed my website. So I think, you know, watching her, I think even before I met Mia, I was into like designing graphics. But I think she kind of made me realize that I could do it for myself.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to like video editing, because I do all that stuff myself, it's just really been like, let me see how this shit gonna go
Yeah,
together.
that's exactly what I
You know,
do too. I just be like, let me just see.
let me just see. And I feel like it's so funny that y'all say that. Like, I think before I was really concerned about the aesthetic of my page. But now I realize that it's more so about me feeling good. Like I feel good when I see my model on a white wall for some reason.
Yeah.
When I see that spotlight right behind her and the face is given, like that's what makes me happy. So I feel like I try to be consistent with what makes me happy on my page. Cause I guess I don't really think too much about it being cohesive. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
just
I've done both. So I've tried to do the curated page that was all pink and cute, and I had this
Oh
filler.
yeah. No.
Right, I had this filler post right here and this filler post right here, and then I had a little splash of work. But I feel like that was taken away from the overall feel of, like, I want people to feel something when they come to my page. I want people
yeah.
to be like,
Let me go
oh,
to your page. Let me see how I feel.
yeah, go ahead and see what you feel, sis. But no, it's like
Oh,
I want to be. I want somebody to come to my page and be like, I have been on this page for literally hours.
Yeah, just looking at stuff. I know exactly what you mean. This
Right.
your page is a vibe. I ain't gonna lie. It's the lighting.
It's the lighting for me.
Yeah, like, honestly, for real, Terry has really like helped me step up my game when it comes to just the way I take photos, the type of shit that I post on my page, my logos. I mean the video editing. Even though I suck at editing videos or just making videos in general, I feel like the stuff that I do know, I got it from you.
Really?
I got it from. I mean, because I didn't know none of this stuff like for real, and like I even know how to use my phone better when when it comes to taking pictures. I ask you a lot of stuff. I'm pretty sure you know. I'll text you at 1 in the morning, like, listen, how you do
Listen,
this?
I got a video that I need to edit it.
Yeah, I'm like, how you do this? Because my thing is when I put it there, like, do you think I should put a song right here? Do I do it this way, slow mo? Should I add it on the timeline now? Should I put a picture in between it? What about the logo? Like, I didn't know. I was confused about a lot of stuff. Like, you even taught me how to put just logos on my actual pictures. Like,
Right.
to I ain't know how
Well,
to do none of this.
I feel like that's a real game changer for a lot of makeup artists. Is just knowing the power that we hold in our hands. Like, I feel like a lot of makeup artists want to work with the biggest photographers and they want to work with the biggest artists, but they are not using their own devices to their advantage, you know? So it ends up being this constant battle of, I don't know how to create content. When
Yeah.
Yeah, when your iPhone literally will do it all.
I literally did a photo shoot the other day on my phone.
I took headshots for my department and my job on my phone.
Yeah,
It has a 4K camera. A real 4K camera is gonna cost you a couple $1,000s.
and don't let me pull out the editing apps with the filters. It's giving professional.
Period.
Add a little grain on it. Add a little grain.
A little grain.
Yeah.
You ain't seen that yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Before you got into this area of business, you were like, what did you want to do? Has it always been makeup? Like, has it always been teaching? Like, how did you decide? Because I think what you do it well. So I'm just trying to understand, how did you end up in this not this trap? I'm about to say this trap.
So it's giving story time. Okay, so and I fell in love with makeup in like 2011, 2012. That was when like YouTube tutorials was booming. Like the girls, Aaliyah J, Jackie Aina, Makeup Shayla. Like I was watching YouTube faithfully. Aaliyah J had me concealing my brows with white. My lips was ashy. It was
I didn't know Aaliyah J was a makeup influencer. I thought she was one of those like people from the YouTube couples. I see her on the Shade Room Teens, and so I just assumed she was
not the Shade Room team.
No,
But no, like she's been doing makeup for a long time. Jackie Aina too. But so that's when I fell in love with it. But I thought I was just gonna, be a YouTuber. I ended up going to school. I went to the University of West Georgia, 2014.
Oh, that's when I graduated from college. Or was that when you went?
Oh yeah, I was like, that's when I got there. But yeah, so I ended up, going to school. I thought I was gonna be a makeup artist. Then my stepmom ended up getting me like some brushes and a little palette from Amazon for $49.99. So it wasn't until late 2016 I was broke in college. Of course, because that's what college gives. And I ended up going home doing makeup for a family friend, posting it to my Instagram in the makeup kiosk. And at this time, I had like 300 followers on my like makeup page. That was old Terry. Old Terry had a makeup page, a personal page. I don't got time for that now. But yeah, so a makeup kiosk ended up liking the picture that I posted, and the makeup kiosk ended up being at the mall near my school, which was Arbor Place Mall in Douglasville. Which also meant that I only worked there for a month because like I'm not doing faces. I probably did maybe 2 faces while I was there. I was arching brows and doing individual lashes that was falling off by the next day, and I knew it. I was like, if you want it, you can have it, but it ain't gonna stay. But yeah, so
that was me.
No, literally. So January 31st, 2017, I decided to start my own business, which was called Make Me Fabulous. I ended up going into so basically I wanted to expand my reach when it came to my makeup, especially because I'm a makeup girl, but I don't wear makeup like that. Like the girls on campus was coming to school in class beat, and I wasn't. So I was like, okay, we got to go a different route. Okay, so I graduated in 2018, came back to Atlanta, and I really will say that I am here because of the people that support me. Like other makeup artists. So I remember having a conversation with Draco. I think it was you, Draco. I think Marquise was there. I can't remember if Cherie was there or not. But we had went to this spa place. They had a grand opening or something. I don't know if you remember this.
Oh, the guy, the
At Julius's.
Julian's, yeah.
Yeah. So we had a conversation after that event, and y'all were basically telling me that I can go ahead and raise my prices, because I think at the time I was at $85. And I feel I feel it's moments like that where you guys kind of looked after me, especially because I'm younger than everybody. All my friends are 31 and up.
All right, watch it.
Right. And what's wrong with
I
that?
said 31
And
and
what's
up.
wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it, and that's what I appreciate about you guys, because I feel some old, I'm not gonna call you old heads, but some old heads, they don't like to share information. They don't like to see people get better. And I feel you Draco, you know this.
Yeah, no. I know exactly what you're talking about because I experienced that too.
Right, especially in the beauty community, there are artists who want to see you fail. I haven't experienced that, and I am so thankful to say that I haven't. Everybody who has rooted for me from the beginning has rooted for me up until now. So yeah, I will say that's a part of my journey for sure.
I definitely experienced that. When I first started doing makeup, I started in 2009 professionally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2009, 2010, I ended up auditioning for Glam Bar, which was a popular salon at the time. And let me tell you something. I had 3 foundations in that kit, okay? 3 or 4.
Oh, baby.
I had some little cheap concealers. It was literally nothing in that box. And I was working out of a kit. So
Working out of a what? You broke up.
a sewing kit.
Oh.
A sewing kit.
I had a box, like an old school sewing kit box, and I emptied it out and just put makeup in there.
Oh my gosh.
Decorated it with fabric paint and stickers. So when I came first started doing makeup, the people who were already makeup artists, these are people who have been in the industry at this time about 10 years. They had well-established careers. They were 10 years older than me. I'm just so happy to just be a part of the community. You know what I'm saying? Me coming into this, because at the time, makeup artist wasn't really a popular job. That was just something that you saw people doing at the mall. You go to the mall, go to the salon, and see somebody get their eyebrows arched or whatever the case may be. But I don't know what it is about them people. They were so fucking rude to me. I would just ask them little things, just try to better my skill, and they act like they didn't want to tell me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They act like they want to tell me nothing. They were just basically bashing me because I was way younger than them, and they was just saying oh, you don't know nothing. And I'm obviously I don't. I'm actually telling you I don't know stuff. I'm trying to actually get, it's not like I'm walking around here thinking that I know everything. That would be different. But I'm literally sitting here asking for help. It was only one makeup artist, Jeremy Dale. I will never forget. I somehow finessed and jugged my way to a fucking video shoot. Okay.
Love to see it.
I don't know how I got here. I had 5 things in my box. How did I get here? Don't know. So it was Travis Porter video shoot. And
you really snuck into a good video shoot at that.
That's what I'm saying. This was the time, okay?
Right.
It was Travis Porter, and I think it was somebody on the song with him. But anywho, I had to do some of the background girls. Mm-hmm. And so one of the girls, they set me with her. So the guy Jeremy, he had an assistant with him, and she was doing somebody too. Do you not know this girl looked at my kit, frowned, laughed at it? She was like, girl, what is that? Like looking at my stuff. She was just looking at like, girl, oh my God. So when I got done with my model, the girl loved her makeup so much. Like she loved it.
Period.
Her model was like, I told you not to put pink lipstick on me. You did it anyway. Like she was going crazy. So I started laughing at her. Cause I'm like, girl, not you just tried to give me too much about my kid, and then your model don't even like the makeup that you did. So
Right.
so Jeremy came over and he was like, this looks so good. What did you use? And he was like, what did you use under the eye? And I told him, and he was like, well, you need to set it. He was like, so what happens is if you don't put no powder on top of it, it's going to melt off. Like he's literally helping me. He even let me use some of his powder. I'm like, wow, it's actually nice people out here. So every time I see him, I tell him that because I'm like, I would have never known that you're supposed to put setting powder on top of concealer if it wasn't for him. It's little stuff like that that's just like, that's
It's a game
important
changer.
that's important. So I try to be that person to other people because I know how that shit felt like to just not have somebody there to just like at least just ask questions. Like it's not I'm literally coming to you in the most humble way to try to ask like little stuff here and there, but I ain't asked you to give me the whole recipe. I just asked a little one too.
Right.
But yeah, I've been there. And just how you said them lashes coming off them individuals, I used to hate doing individuals, and I used to do it with
Oh
hair
my
glue.
gosh. Literally hate it.
I did it with hair glue, and then like the girls who've been doing makeup for a minute, they just try to flex and be like, "Oh, we do ours under. Do you do your individuals under on top?" I'm like, "I do mine on top," and they be like, baby, you need to do them
Oh,
under."
baby, you need.
Honda,
Literally, like
they
lift
was
up.
really doing that.
Yes, like
Oh no, ma'am.
they was taking the tweezers and they would like glue it under, so that way when you close your eyes, you don't see the glue line.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that.
They was doing it, yeah.
Okay, so I don't mean to shift the topic, but I have some more questions.
Yeah.
Can you explain, Terry, what it means to like really monetize your work? Like, obviously, people are following you because they like what you do, but how do you turn that into income?
I do this thing in my captions where I point out the things that I love about my work, right? And I have people in the comments like, bitch, me too. And I feel like at that point, I've just made a connection. So I feel like the moment you can make a connection, maybe that's my answer. The moment you can make a connection for someone, where they can not only envision themselves in your makeup, but also envision themselves meeting you. Like there are layers to content, and I feel like with mine, I have to. I gotta let you know that you supposed to be right here in my chair.
Period. Okay.
And I feel like that's how I monetize it, is really just letting people know that, like, and I feel like a lot of times we want to scream, book me, book me right now,
Link
right?
in bio.
Link in bio, and that's literally every caption. But the moment I say, oh my gosh, I love doing this smoky eye look, even though Sanaya, and I'm just using one of the models or clients that I work with, even though Sanaya is a little bit brighter, she looks perfect in it. And that would literally, like, I feel like trigger something in someone's brain that says, like, oh my gosh, I'm lighter. I want a smoky eye. Let me go sit in her chair.
Were you ever nervous to start to offer services that people have to pay for? Like, do you ever feel like
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ. Like, so my best friend from high school, her name was Monet. Well, she's still alive, of course.
I was thinking like, dang, what happened to Momo?
But we just know each other, so like people grow apart. But
Yeah.
She was the makeup artist. Like that was her thing, and very funny enough, like she was really good friends with the makeup artist that I work with now. Her name is B for Beauty. So she would always come back and tell me like, oh my gosh, B, we was planning makeup today. And I'm like, oh, okay, cute. I'm playing makeup.
Cute.
I'm not trying to be no makeup artist. And you can ask anybody I know I just did not want to do that. It's just funny how everything kind of worked out.
What is it that you want to do in the long run? Like obviously you one thing about it, you got class content for days. Do you have plans to elevate that? Do you want to tour, or where do you see your brand over the next couple of years?
Tour.
Post Panty.
post panoramic. Let me see. So, honestly, guys, in the middle of quarantine, I was like, I'm not going back to doing makeup.
Really? Oh,
I
just by teaching, you want to teach more.
I just want to teach more because the way I made money for my bed with summer school, I said I don't know if I ever want to go back to being in a ghetto. Well, my friend Michaela, she's a hairstylist. She was like, "And you finna just give up your play money?" And I was like, "You're absolutely right."
Yeah, but if
So
you're not feeling, if you're not, well, I don't know, but I can't speak for you, but I feel like when you start to grow more, like for example, when I think about easy jobs that I had and then the job I do now, even though it might be more difficult, it does make me more money. So it's like if I start doing those old jobs, it's like I'm not even excited about it anymore. I can't even put my all into it because it's like I could be doing this instead.
absolutely.
See, I don't know. I always thought about that. If I started another business or started to do something else, would I like want to stop doing makeup? But honestly, I wouldn't even be happy because even days where I'm tired of makeup, because I had those days where I just don't even want to think about makeup, look at makeup. But I get overwhelmed with makeup sometimes, and I just don't even want to talk about it because I legit have to do it all day. You know what I'm saying? Like I've committed to this so much that it's like even when I'm not really in the mood to create something, I have to do it because this is my full-time job. And now
Well,
that and I booked something that I have to be there for all day, and in my head I'm like I don't want to do this, but I'm getting paid to do this. I have to because I got to pay my bills. You know.
and I
So
feel
I
like
have those days, but then I'm like, damn, I'm gonna really get tired of this one day. And then I'll be looking at something like I'll watch TV and I'm like, damn, I want to do that on somebody. I'm like, here we go.
same, and I feel like that's the best part for me is like where those virtual classes kicked in. Because like on the front end of my virtual class, because okay, so in September I did two. So with
Mhm.
those two combined, on the front end I made maybe like 2K. And then once I decided to resell them, I made four. So that's six total. And
Just from your bed, $6,000,
$6,000. And I think for
man.
me, or even like with summer school, I think that was four. And that helped me move out of my mama's house. Um,
Period.
Period.
you know? But honestly, I feel like supplementing my income is absolutely the way to go. Like, especially because I get burned out. Y'all know how that is. Like where you're just creating, doing, and it's like, okay, so I am ready to jump off this bridge.
Listen,
Let's go. Actually, let's go back to pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, I had 17 clients for that month. Right, so that was what March, June, and July I had 38.
oh damn.
Or I think it was August, September. So August, September, I had 38, and even had 38 in the midst of doing two virtual classes. I couldn't breathe for a minute. I was so excited to be doing it, but I had to take 2 weeks off because
No, I get there. At least you get there too. Sometimes, like we be talking about our jobs all the time, just how I'm like frustrated. Like I get frustrated, and when I get frustrated with my job, I get frustrated with everything and everybody, and I don't want to do nothing. Like I just leave me alone. Like give me a breather. Let me just chill. Let me get my mind right because if I'm not focused, especially on my main thing, there's no way that I'm even thinking about doing anything else because I can't even focus on this. So what am I can't like and I feel like my life just requires so much from people sometimes, like all areas. I'm just like, Jesus.
Do you have anything you want to ask Draco?
Yes, I do have something I want to ask you, Tariana. um, do you have a black business of the week?
of course I do. So I want to shout out. I feel like I just called into the radio.
Yeah, come on, you did.
What's the song?
But I want to shout out Girl Next Door. It is a women's boutique. I literally shop with them all the time. They get a lot of my money. Sanaya, the owner, is also one of my really good clients. And literally since the moment I met Sanaya, it's been like this. Like She comes to me for makeup. I go to her boutique for clothes.
Is it like an in-store boutique or is it online?
Oh, it's online.
Okay.
Yeah, it's online, but they have such cute stuff. Like I bought a romper from them, like this like sweater romper.
Mm.
Talk about taking off 2 days so I don't have to come out of it.
Because you couldn't get out of it, or because it was comfortable?
Oh, it was comfortable. It was like, okay, so let me go ahead and cancel her so I can
Dang.
sit here and watch
Oh my god.
sit here and watch Christmas movies. No, I'm just kidding, y'all. But no, seriously, like what a full circle moment.
Why you say that?
Because y'all shouted me out. You shouted me out on that one episode. And now it's my turn.
Hey,
Yeah.
pay it forward. We didn't even talk about how you did
That's
makeup for Stacey Abrams, and you made a post about that saying it was because of hashtags, right?
Yes.
really?
Yes. I didn't you
I
did not.
didn't know that.
So what I think happened is some brands like Target, Good Morning America, fucking Staples, I don't know, they hire out for people to find professionals to get a job done. So basically, Good Morning America hired a company to find a makeup artist for um, this thing for Stacey Abrams. So I get an email, and in the like subject is like GMA times Terry, and I'm like, oh, this is some sex trafficking stuff. They finna get me. They finna get me. So I'm like hyperventilating almost, especially because like that was back in 2019, and 2019 was such a hard year for me. So I ended up after the gig, I was like, so how did you guys find me? Because there's no way that my name is just floating around at ABC. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
And she obviously, was a Black girl, which, that speaks to the importance of having, people that look like us in positions to employ us.
Absolutely.
But she was like, I went through so many makeup artists' page, and I feel like when I came to your page, there were Black women who were in soft faces and would really fit the aesthetic that Stacey Abrams already has. And so yeah, and that one opportunity led to me working with Stacey Abrams for about 4 or 5 months, and then COVID hit. So we did the cover of Atlanta Magazine together. We did Rolling Stone together. We were supposed to do Elle right before COVID hit, but obviously COVID hit.
All right, so let's wrap this episode, y'all. If y'all are listening right now, hopefully by the time this episode drops, that means merch comes out in 2 days. Get your coins ready. Don't buy no gifts for your family, but do buy OD Podcast merchandise. Follow us on Instagram for all your updates. The links will be available on Friday. We got shirts, hoodies, mugs, and sweaters.
T-shirt. Sweaters. Yeah.
Yeah, so holla at your girl, holla at your world. Terry, where can they find you on social media?
You guys can find me at thefabulous.t. So TheFabulous.t. And I think that's on all platforms. Don't follow me on Twitter unless you ready.
Okay, and I will put your information in the episode notes. Yeah, so everybody check out Fabulous Tears, a reason why she's Black Business of the Week and a guest on the show this week. Good. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of OD Podcast. See you next week. Bye.